how we're going to do it. We're just going to talk about this book we have that just came out. But everybody hold it up so you know what it looks like.
Wait, that's awesome!
So why don't we begin
by talking about Will Grayson?
Exactly. Where does this book come from, John?
So I used to work at this magazine Booklist down at Huron and Wabash, and I worked there for 6 years, and in the first 5 years I worked there, I was writing this book, Looking for Alaska. I finished Looking for Alaska, someone agreed to publish it, and then they printed an advanced reader copy of the book, which David read because he's a fancy pants publisher guy, and a famous author and everything. And he read, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this, he read Looking for Alaska, and then he wrote me a very nice letter saying that he hated it, saying that he liked it, and I was a huge fan of David's novel, Boy Meets Boy, and so we started writing back and forth, and then we started talking on the phone every Friday afternoon, and then one day in the winter of 2005, he proposed this idea, which was?
So I have this best friend named David Leventhal. My name is David Leventhal, so there was always some confusion going on there. Aided and abetted or made humorous by the fact that he is a modern dancer. He dances with the Mark Martin dance group, which is like about as good as it gets for a modern dancer. I am not a modern dancer. As you may have guessed from our little dancing interlude at the beginning of the performance. And so people would basically come up to me and be like, "Oh my God, you were so graceful last night on stage. So like clumsy and awkward in real life, but then dancing was beautiful." And I'd be like, "Yeah, it wasn't me." So I always loved, and then we both moved to New York at about the same time and hung out all the time. And at one point we were thinking about living together, and it just was like the possibilities of similar or the same names and just the different trajectories. I loved that. And so I had collaborated with my friend Rachel on Nick and Nora's Infinite Playlist, and decided that it would be fun to collaborate again. And John was the first person I called because I was a huge fan of Looking for Alaska. And John liked the idea. I had suggested maybe asking other authors to do it, and John was like, "No, I think it should just be us."
I felt at the time that I wanted a paycheck that was only divided by two.
But in the original concept, when I was thinking of it as being 4 authors, I thought it would be parallel stories of 4 different guys in 4 different places and just interleaving the stories. But then when it was just the 2 of us, it made more sense to actually have them intersect. And I'm totally fascinated by the form of novels.
Me too.
Yeah.
Shapes. Yeah, and then for 5 years we wrote the book, The End. Should we read?
Yeah.
I will be playing the role of Will Grayson, so that I can have the pleasure of forcing David to play the role of Tiny Cooper.
Yeah.
I think, you don't need to know anything. This is from chapter 3. My best and only friend Tiny Cooper is not the world's largest person, and he is not the world's gayest person, but I believe he is the world's largest person who is really, really gay, and also the world's gayest person who is really, really large. So after school one day, he calls me.
You should come to the Gay Straight Alliance meeting tomorrow.
Nothing personal, Tiny, but I don't really go in for alliances. Anyway, you know my policy on extracurricular activities.
No, I don't.
Well, I'm opposed to them. Just the curricular activities are plenty. Listen, Tiny, I gotta go. My mom's on the other line. Not technically true.
Actually, I need you to come because we have to get our membership numbers up. Our school funding is partly decided by meeting attendance.
Why do you need money from the school? You've got your own house.
We need money so that we can stage our production of Tiny Dancer.
Oh my sweet holy God.
What?
Tiny Dancer is this musical written by Tiny. It's basically Tiny's slightly fictionalized life story, except it is sung, and it is the, I don't use this adjective lightly, but it is the gayest single musical in all of human history, which is really saying something. And by gay, I don't mean that it sucks, I just mean that it's gay. It is actually, as musicals go, quite good. I'm particularly fond of The Nose Tackle Likes Tight Ends, which includes the memorable couplet, "The locker room isn't porn for me, 'cause you're all too damn pimply." I just worry that staging Tiny Dancer would be, what the gay rights movement might call bad for the teen.
That's exactly the kind of thing you can say tomorrow.
Fine. So I get on Facebook to try to figure out who exactly is in the gay-straight alliance and whether they might develop into a suitably non-annoying group of friends. And then Jane IMs me.
Hey!
Hey,
Sorry, that might have been inappropriate communication point used.
that joke is funnier on paper. No, it's all good.
I hear Tiny's recruiting you to join the GSA.
Indeed.
You should come. We need members. It's kind of pathetic, actually.
Yeah, I think I'm going to.
Your Facebook is funny. I like activities. Ought to involve sunglasses.
You have more favorite bands than Tiny has ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, well, some people have lives, some people have music.
And some people have neither.
Cheer up, Will. You're about to be the hottest straight guy in the Gay Straight Alliance.
How many straight guys are there in the GSA?
You're it.
So a couple days later, the 8th period bell rings, and I feel the endorphins sizzling through my body that usually indicate I have successfully survived another school day. But then I remember, day ain't over yet. So I head upstairs to the GSA meeting.
Grayson, you're here, thank God.
Wait, this is the homosexuality is an abomination club, right? Hey,
Grayson, are you abandoning your asexuality?
I'm not asexual, I'm a-relationshipal.
That's such a tragedy that you won't date. I mean, the only thing you have going for you is you're adorable. I mean, to me, you're a hideous and disgusting monster. You're adorable to straight girls, and yet you steadfastly refuse to date. I mean, is Grayson not adorable?
Only then do I realize the full extent of the insanity. Tiny Cooper has brought me to a Gay Straight Alliance meeting to hook me up with a girl.
You are straight, right?
I think so.
You should totally date Will Grayson. He thinks you're super cute.
Are you there, God? It's me, Will Grayson. Dear God, I swear that I will take a vow of silence and move to a monastery and worship you for all my days if you just this once provide me with an invisibility cloak. Come on, please, invisibility cloak. Now. Shortly thereafter, Mr. Fordson comes in with a few stragglers to start the meeting, at which point Tiny Cooper lobbies for the sensuality of staging Tiny Dancer, and I continue to pray that I might somehow disappear. When the meeting adjourns, I cling to my desk a while as everyone else files out.
Did you mean that or were you just kidding?
Why do you ask?
I don't know just if we had a good time at the hideout or not.
I wasn't kidding.
Once I was sure everyone was gone, I got up. Tiny, of course, lay in wait. Of all the miserable fucking things you've ever done to me, you cocksucker.
Cocksucker is not an insult. B, it's not true either. Tragically.
Whatever.
Listen, dude. She likes you.
Oh my God, seriously?
Seriously.
That's even worse. I don't like her, Tiny, not like that.
Why not? She's adorable.
How would you know?
I'm gay, not blind. Her hair is all poofy, and she's got a great nose. I mean, a great nose. And like, what? What do you people like? Boobs? She seems to have boobs. They have approximately normal boob size. What else do you want?
I realize this is not like boyish. I realize that properly speaking, guys should only think about sex and the acquisition of it, and that they should run crotch first toward every girl who likes them, and etc. But the part I enjoy most is not the doing, but the noticing. Noticing the way she smells like oversugared coffee and the way she bites her lower lip. I just want the pleasure of noticing these things at a safe distance. I don't want to have to acknowledge that I am noticing. I don't want to talk about it or do stuff about it. Tiny, what are you doing? Who are you calling?
Listen, so Grayson wants to take you to the Maybe Dead Cat show on Wednesday. Maybe get some dinner first? What do you say? Great, it's a date.
Tiny, damn it!
Oh, come on, Grayson. You know you love me.
MC.